Hey guys, GSmith64 here coming in before the video starts, just letting you know we have all sorts of new merchandise in the merch store now. Along with the Fallout 76 shirts, we now also have the Skyrim logo shirt, so if you want either one of those, and a hoodie as well, links in the description below. That being said, I hope you enjoy this video, and we'll go ahead and cut to the intro. What's up, everyone? GSmith64 here, and we are talking Dungeons and Dragons. But we're not talking just Dungeons and Dragons today. We're talking 5th edition, but on top of talking 5th edition, we are also talking Fire Emblem. So about a week ago, you may remember I made a video on Gunnthrá, the voice of Dreams, her character and all of that, and I decided to amplify that a little bit. This is going to be maybe another new series, depending on how well it does, on my channel from now on making video game characters, or just characters in fiction, in Dungeons and Dragons. And of course, once again, we're starting with the voice of Dreams, Gunnthrá. So let's hop into it, shall we? So if we're talking Gunnthrá, we gotta decide a few things. We gotta decide her race, her alignment, her background, and her class. So starting off, her race, very easy, is human. However, not just human. We're going to go variant human. And that is for one specific feat, which we will get into a little later on when we get into the class and all of that. Her alignment is either neutral good or lawful good. It's really your choice there. Personal preference, I chose neutral good. Then, lastly, for her background, you go, once again, it's fairly obvious, you go noble. Because you can't exactly go royal unless your DM allows it. And if your DM will allow it, then by all means, go ahead and do that. But if you're going off like the generic backgrounds, you will go with a noble background. Because this allows you to secure an audience with the local nobles. So, yeah. Pretty good, pretty basic stuff. Then, though, we get into a little more nitty-gritty stuff. Her class. In this class, she's going to be is a wizard. No, Jesus! Not that wizard. Quick. Me. Put a picture of Gunnthrá there. Thank you. A wizard. Then we'll go into her stats now. So as you can see here, I already put the points up on the screen just so you can see them, and we can discuss them as we go along. Now this is using the point buy system, which you get 27 points in total to put into a thing, and every time you go up a stat bonus, it uses 2 points. We're going to use the point buy system, so that way you get a little more accurate representation of what she's capable of. Granted, you can roll for it, or whatever other means of option you want to try and get her stats the way you want them. But using the point buy system, this is a baseline, a rough sketch, if you will, of what she is capable of. So, using the point buy system, we are going to have her strength as 8. It is going to be our dump stat. We do not need strength at all with Gunnthrá, because you're a wizard. You'll have a d6 hit dice. You won't be up close. You shouldn't be up close anyways. You shouldn't be stabbing things. You won't need it. So strength is our dump stat. Dexterity, we will make 12, because it does give us a +1 modifier to dexterity saving throws, and just, it's a little nice bonus to have for our dex. Granted, you could make it a dump stat if you want to. I personally, though, don't want that one being negative, and I wanted the positive in it, so I'm making it a +1. Then we go into her Constitution. Once again, this will be a +1. Constitution is a key stat for any race, any character, so you need it to at least be positive. However, at the same time, it did not need to be our biggest priority stat, because once again, you are a wizard, so you should be in the backline not taking hits. However, who knows, your DM may be a dick to you, so feel free to swap out Charisma and Constitution on this list, if you so choose. Next up, our highest stat from point buy will be our Intelligence. That'll be at a whopping 15, giving us a +2 modifier, close to a +3, so that way once we reach level 4, we can have it as a +3, making our spells stronger, making us stronger, just giving us that little extra edge we need. So intelligence is also your casting modifier as well, so you need that to be extra strong. Next up, wisdom. Wisdom also probably should be a pretty high stat because it is your saving throw, and on top of that, Gunnthrá herself is a very wise and caring person. That is also why her charisma modifier is tied with her wisdom, both of them being at +1. Now, to keep in mind, this is not add in our race bonus, which is variant human, which gives us +1 to 2 additional stats. Those, as you will see right here, are going to both go in wisdom and charisma, respectively, making all those a +2. Alright, we got our class, we got our stats. Now, boys, let's get into our skills. So, automatically with our skills, we will get history and persuasion with our background. Our noble background gives us history and persuasion, which are both things Gunnthrá should have. Then on top of that, though, being a wizard gives us a couple more. Gives us just a little bit more of those wonderful, wonderful skills. Well, not really many more. It only gives us 2. But those 2, in my personal opinion, should be Insight and Arcana. And my reasoning behind this is because Gunnthrá is a powerful wizard who is also royalty. Which means she has to know the land, she has to know when people are lying to her, she has to be persuasive, and she has to know how to do her magic as well as like the Rite of Dreams and all of that. Speaking of that, though, we're about to get into magic. First, though, we got to talk about her feat. So, as variant human, you do get an additional feat. Or you get a free feat to add on to your class. You basically just going to add this on as like, hey, since you're not taking a +1 to all of your stats, you're only taking a +1 to 2 of your stats, you get an additional ability on top of that. And this is the main reason we picked going variant human instead of just a plain old human. And that is for the skill Elemental Adept. When you gain this feat, choose one of the following damage types: acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder. Immediately, just going to tell you now, we're picking cold. Spells you cast ignore resistance to damage of the chosen type. In addition, when you roll damage for a spell you cast that deals damage of that type, you can treat any one of the damage die as a 2. Now, Gunnthrá, who is the queen, who essentially is the queen of Niflheim, after her mother died, is a powerful magician. What is her go-to spell in Fire Emblem Heroes? It's Blizzard. What type of damage would Blizzard do? It would do cold. What other types of magic is she good at? Talking to people in their dreams. And wind magic. So using all of those, let's hop into her fucking spells. Because this is going to be the fun part. Oh boy. It's time for spells. So we're going to go through this a little quicker. Because just did a test recording of this. And by the time I got through 3 cantrips, already 4 minutes had passed. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Starting at level 1, you got 3 cantrips. If there's 3 cantrips, I recommend Frostbite, Ray of Frost, and Message. Frostbite and Ray of Frost help you control the battlefield with cold damage, and since you have Elemental Adept, they'll be doing more damage more often, keeping your enemies in line, making sure they don't move around the battlefield that much, or they have disadvantage on attacks. Frostbite gives disadvantage on attacks if it hits. Ray of Frost makes enemies slower if it hits. So both of those, fairly nice. On top of that, then you take Message as a sort of link to the start of Voice of Dreams. Because anytime you cast Message, you whisper into someone's mind, and they can whisper back to your mind. It has to be within 120 feet. But as long as you two can see each other... Actually, you don't even need to see each other. As long as you two are within that range, you can whisper sweet nothings to each other all night long. So then, we get into first level spells. First level spells I recommend you take are Ice Knife and Shield. So Ice Knife is just this ranged spell attack. You hit him, do a d10 of piercing damage. Already pretty nice. On top of that, the Ice Knife then explodes. If it explodes, the creature has to make a dexterity saving throw or take more cold damage. So piercing, then cold. You can stack on more damage if you cast it at higher levels. So, Ice Knife there. Pretty solid. This is in Xanathr's and Elemental Evil, just so you know. But that's a good first level spell, and you're not being a basic bitch taking Magic Missile. On top of that, though, you will take the next basic bitch bread and butter spell for Wizard, which is Shield, which you can cast on reaction, which just basically gives you, hey, +5 to AC. If something was about to hit you, you cast Shield, gives you a +5 to AC, making it so it no longer hits you. So yeah, those are your spells starting out. You level up, you get another first level spell. Then you either take Chromatic Orb, which you can just use to cast more cold damage, or you take the Armor of Agathys. I'm probably butchering that slightly. But you take the Armor of Agathys or Chromatic Orb. You'll eventually get both these spells, so it doesn't matter which one you take first. But Chromatic Orb, you shoot a ball, you choose the type of damage it does. You'll choose cold, because hello. They take 3d8 damage of the type you chose. So it'll take 3d8 cold damage if you hit with a Chromatic Orb. Pretty solid shit. Got 90 range. Pretty solid. Or you take Armor of Agathys, which is protect a magical aura surrounds you. It's a main action. You gain 5 temporary hit points. Surrounds you in frost, essentially. And if a creature hits you with a melee attack while you have these points, the creature takes 5 cold damage. Not bad. And if you cast at a higher level, temporary points increase by 5, and the damage they take increases by 5. It's pretty good. Into level 3, you get access to your first level spell, so you'll take one of the others, whichever one you can take, and 2 second level spells. I recommend Warding Wind and Gust of Wind, because you gotta have that wind magic in there, because Gunnthrá also does have wind magic. That's where you get these. And then you can also get Snowball Storm as well, because that's apparently a fucking spell. And hey, snowballs fit Gunnthrá pretty well. If you want to know what Snowball Storm does, by the way, let me go ahead and just hop it up in here. A flurry of magical snowballs are up from a point. Choose within range. Each creature of 5-foot radius sphere centered on that point must take a dexterity saving throw. Creature takes 3d6 cold damage on fail save and half as much on successful save. When you cast a spell using a sword slot, 3rd level or higher, damage increases 1d6 for each slot level above 2nd. And on top of that, any enemy that's casting a concentration spell in here gets hit, has to make an immediate Constitution saving throw, because the snowballs apparently make them panic and have to do their shit again. So yeah, that's always fun. So yeah, those are the basic spells. I'm not going to go on to it anymore because we're already 5 fucking minutes in. And I've only gotten to 3rd level. But basically, just any spells with ice. Sleet Storm, 3rd level spell. I recommend. Sending is a 3rd level spell. That helps with the Voice of Dreams thing. Makes it a little more extreme. You do Sending as your 3rd level spell. Take it. Pretty nice. Those are recommendations for that. And yeah, we're pretty much done with it. The one last thing we have to talk about is the Wizard subclass. So let's hop into that. So as a Wizard, we're hopping into it right away. As a Wizard, the subclass you'll take, or the archetype you'll take, is Evocation. Because pretty much all these spells you're going to be casting, with the ones I've recommended, are Evocation spells. So it makes sense. You learn Evocation spells, takes half as time and half as much gold. It's pretty nice. Then on top of that, you can exclude 1+ spell level creatures from your Evocation. So essentially, if you're casting a big AoE spell, like Sleet Storm or Ice Knife, and that explodes and it would have hit your ally, you could be like, nah, that doesn't hit my ally. Because Ice Knife allows you to take out, would allow you to take 2 people out of harm's way of that spell. So you take 2 friendlies out of the way using Evocation, Wizard Archetype. It's pretty good. Helps out. Keeps your allies safe, which is Gunnthrá is all about. But I mean, that's pretty much it. I've been your host, GSmith64. If you want another D&D video like this, really not a whole lot happening on screen, because we're just more so talking about stats and stuff, talking lots of numbers, talking lots of words. But if you want more videos like this, more D&D videos, more making more fictional characters into D&D, by all means, tell me in the comment section down below. It was fun making this, even if it was a bit challenging at sometimes. That being said, I'll see you guys next time. Farewell. Have a nice day. Be good people. All that good stuff. Check out my other videos. See you around.